Welcome to Level Up Knowledge, a channel dedicated to sharing knowledge and promoting self-development through insightful books. We hope that the lessons drawn from these valuable books will inspire you to grow, overcome barriers, and achieve new milestones. Perhaps, as you're watching this video, a number of unfinished tasks are lingering in your mind, assignments due soon, a report approaching its deadline, a book you planned to read last month still sitting on the shelf, or even unpaid utility bills. You set plenty of goals at the start of the year, but now, as the year is nearing its end, many of those tasks remain incomplete. This situation is all too common and is a clear sign of procrastination, a seemingly harmless habit, but one of the biggest obstacles preventing us from seizing opportunities and making progress. Procrastination is a phenomenon that many of us experience daily. It manifests in various ways, from minor tasks like cleaning the house to more important ones such as preparing a report or submitting a project on time. What's troubling is that most of us recognize our own procrastination, yet we rarely tackle it thoroughly. A survey found that 25% of office workers admitted to wasting time due to procrastination. However, the majority of them believe they don't fall into this group. So why do we procrastinate, and how can we break free from this vicious cycle? To delve deeper, we'll explore the causes of procrastination and proven methods to combat it through two books, The Willpower Instinct by Kelly McGonigal and End Procrastination Now by William Gnauss. To truly understand and overcome procrastination, we need to grasp the brain's mechanisms. Our brain tends to seek instant pleasure and avoid tasks that cause stress or require significant effort. This is why, when faced with a choice between doing an important task with long-term benefits or enjoying immediate gratification, we often choose the latter. According to the willpower instinct, dopamine, a chemical in the brain, is the main culprit. When you choose to watch a new episode, scroll through social media, or play games instead of working, your brain releases dopamine, creating a feeling of immediate pleasure. This stems from our early ancestors, whose primary focus was survival, such as hunting and gathering food. In those times, humans needed to focus on the present to survive, so the brain evolved to seek immediate pleasure without worrying much about the future. Today, in our modern environment filled with distractions from technology and entertainment, this evolutionary trait backfires. The modern brain has become a slave to dopamine, making it easy for us to fall into the trap of procrastination. French philosopher Jules Payot once said, "The life goal for most of us is to think as little as possible." This means we often avoid tasks that require deep thought and effort, while seeking those that bring immediate comfort and ease. This is how procrastination takes over our lives. In The Willpower Instinct, author Kelly McGonigal proposes the ABCDE model to help us recognize and change our procrastination habits. This is an effective method to reflect on yourself and adjust your mindset. Hint. Activating events. These are triggering situations that start the procrastination process. For example, you receive a notice that your report is due in 3 days, but instead of starting right away, you turn to watch a movie or browse social media. B. Beliefs. These are the beliefs or assumptions you create for the situation. You might think, "There's still plenty of time, I can do it tomorrow." This belief is what causes you not to take immediate action. CC. Consequences. These are the results of your procrastination. When there's only 1 day left to finish the report, you end up staying up late, rushing through the work, and the result is often disappointing. You may feel regretful or frustrated for not starting earlier. DT. Disputing. Irrational beliefs. This is the process of reconsidering your initial belief. Instead of continuing to make excuses or telling yourself, "I work best under pressure," you need to acknowledge that this belief is irrational and harmful. E. Effect. This is the improvement that comes when you change your thinking and actions. By adjusting your beliefs and not letting yourself be guided by irrational excuses, you can start working earlier, be more effective, and avoid negative outcomes. In the book Switch, How to Change Things. When change is hard, the authors present an interesting analogy, dividing the human brain into two parts, the rider and the elephant. The rider represents rational thought, while the elephant represents emotions. Typically, the rider, rational thought, directs the elephant, emotions. But when the elephant wants to go in another direction, the small rider has a hard time controlling it. Imagine you are determined to wake up early to complete an important task, but in the morning, you hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. This is when the elephant, emotions, has overpowered the rider, rational thought. Our emotions are much stronger than our rational mind, and that's why we so easily fall into the trap of procrastination. Controlling the emotional elephant requires us to better understand ourselves. Procrastination is essentially an automatic habit that the brain has grown accustomed to. When the rational mind is not strong enough to intervene, we act on emotional inertia, and the result is continued procrastination. Many methods have been suggested to overcome procrastination, but most of them focus on temporary solutions rather than addressing the root of the problem. Planning, creating a quiet environment, or using time management tools are only temporary fixes. To truly overcome procrastination, we need to better understand how to control both our emotions and our reasoning. One of the most effective methods is breaking down tasks. When a task feels too big or difficult to start, break it into smaller parts. Completing each small part will make you feel more at ease and gradually build the motivation to finish the entire task. In addition, you can use the Pomodoro Technique, a well-known time management method. In this technique, you divide work into 25-minute intervals, called Pomodoros, and take a 5-minute break after each session. Pomodoro helps you stay focused for short periods without feeling overwhelmed by the task. Another tool you can use is the Forest app. This app encourages you to stay away from electronic devices while working. Whenever you want to focus on a task, you plant a virtual tree in the app. If you leave the app to check messages or browse the internet, the tree dies. Forest helps you create an effective work environment and minimizes distractions. As mentioned earlier, many methods and tools can help us deal with procrastination. However, to truly overcome this habit, we need to delve deeper into its root causes and apply strategies, not just for short-term control, but to reshape how we think and act. Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog technique. One standout approach to handling procrastination is Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog technique, as presented in his book of the same name. The concept stems from a famous quote by Mark Twain: "If your first task of the day is to eat a live frog, the rest of the day will be easy." The main idea behind this method is to tackle the most difficult and important task of the day first, rather than delaying or avoiding it. Prioritizing the completion of this important task not only helps you feel more relaxed and confident for the rest of the day, but also motivates you to continue working more efficiently. Brian Tracy emphasizes that the hardest task is often the one that has the greatest impact on your success, yet it is the most likely to be procrastinated due to its time and effort demands. By eating the frog first, you break the brain's natural tendency to avoid difficulty and create momentum to complete other tasks more easily. To apply this technique, follow these steps. 1. Identify your frog. First thing in the morning, choose the most important and difficult task you tend to avoid. It should be the task that adds the most value to your career or personal life. 2. Act immediately. Once you identify the task, focus on completing it right away before moving on to any other activities. This prevents distractions and avoids procrastination from smaller, less significant tasks. 3. Repeat daily. Make eating the frog a part of your daily routine. Consistent practice helps develop discipline and increases your confidence in tackling challenges. The Eisenhower Matrix. Another method for managing procrastination is the Eisenhower Matrix, named after U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who used this technique to manage his work and make critical decisions throughout his leadership career. The Eisenhower Matrix categorizes tasks into 4 groups based on their importance and urgency. 1. Important and urgent. These tasks must be completed immediately as they have a significant impact on your goals, and the time to finish them is limited. These should be your priority. 2. Important but not urgent. These tasks have a significant impact on your long-term goals but do not need immediate completion. You should spend more time planning and carefully executing these tasks. 3. Not important but urgent. These tasks require prompt completion but do not contribute much to your main objectives. You should try to delegate them to others if possible. 4. Not important and not urgent. These are distractions that provide little to no value to your life or work. You should eliminate them from your daily schedule. By using the Eisenhower Matrix, you can easily identify which tasks need your focus, helping you avoid distractions from unimportant work. This reduces procrastination while boosting productivity and effectiveness, building and maintaining positive habits. One essential factor in defeating procrastination is forming positive habits. Habits are actions that are repeated automatically without much thought. Once you establish positive habits, you won't need to use much willpower to perform tasks, reducing pressure and the likelihood of procrastination. According to research from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, habits are formed based on a 4-step cycle. 1. Cue. This is the trigger that starts the habit, such as a specific time, environment, or feeling when beginning a task. 2. Craving. After the cue, you feel the desire to take action to relieve emotions or achieve a goal. 3. Response. This is the action you take in response to the craving. For example, if you want to check social media while working, you pick up your phone and scroll through Facebook. 4. Reward. This is the outcome of the action, which could be the comfort or pleasure you feel after completing the task. To change the habit of procrastination and create an effective work habit, you need to alter how this cycle operates. Use positive cues, such as fixed working hours, a quiet environment, or a clear schedule to begin your work. Then, reward yourself with something enjoyable when you finish the task, like a short break or a cup of coffee. External accountability. One effective way to minimize procrastination is by creating a sense of external accountability. When others are monitoring or evaluating your work, you feel pressured to complete tasks on time. This is driven by the natural human instinct to avoid disappointing or being judged by others. Some ways to create external accountability include: 1. Share your goals with friends or colleagues. When you publicly announce your goals, you feel more responsible for following through on your promises, giving you more motivation to finish tasks. 2. Join work groups. Work groups or support groups provide additional motivation and a sense of connection with others. This encourages you to put in more effort to avoid letting the group down. 3. Use progress tracking software. Apps like Trello, Asana, or Todoist help you manage tasks and monitor progress. You can share your progress with others, boosting accountability and reducing procrastination. Understanding yourself and personal causes. Everyone has unique reasons for procrastination. To address the problem, you need to understand yourself and identify your specific causes. Perhaps you procrastinate due to fear of failure, lack of motivation, or poor time management. Self-awareness is the first important step in change. Ask yourself questions like, why am I procrastinating on this task? What emotions are preventing me from starting? Is there something I'm afraid of or anxious about? Once you identify the cause, you can find more specific solutions. For example, if you fear failure, break down your goals to reduce pressure. If you're lacking motivation, seek inspiration from others or from motivating books and videos. Overcoming procrastination is a journey that requires persistence and strong willpower. The habit of procrastination cannot disappear overnight. It must be controlled through long-term strategies. From understanding yourself and managing emotions to applying techniques like Pomodoro, Eat That Frog, or the Eisenhower Matrix, you will gradually build a foundation of personal discipline and develop the ability to work more effectively. Remember, procrastination is not an inherent habit. It can be changed. By building good work habits and controlling your environment, you will gradually move closer to your goals and achieve success in life. Procrastination can be a formidable enemy, but with persistence and the right strategy, you can overcome it.